Are you sick of the post-apocalyptic genre? Me too. Now, I don't mean the Mad Max kind of post-apocalypse, where the fact that we're in the near-future dystopia is basically just a narrative device that allows the filmmakers to create whatever kind of fucked-up fantasy world we want to be seeing. I'm talking about stuff like Logan, Walking Dead, Fourth Wave, Last of Us, The Road, even that last Planet of the Apes movie, kinda. The whole what would you do the day after thing. I'm pretty much done with the whole damn cycle, even though I really dig some of those individual properties. You see, it's not so much the genre that wears me out, so much as the fandom and the general culture that surrounds them. See also the ironic zombie apocalypse prepper thing. Done with it. You see, it just gets hard for me to ignore the fact that it always ends up being about how some scruffy Lester from the Cleveland Show looking dude is suddenly the key to survival. And what seems like it should be pitched as a sad cautionary tale about the end of the fucking world ends up either being intentionally or by osmosis morphing into a dumb shit power fantasy about scenarios where Joe Average reclaims his status as the alpha king shit master of humanity's future who can make the tough decisions. And I know that's mostly on the secondary fandom, but it's still right up there with dudes who think Fight Club and Breaking Bad were about unironic life coaching in terms of tiresome ass bullshit. So hey, color me shocked that It Comes at Night turns out to be a psychological horror film that at first seems to be a well-made but otherwise boilerplate entry in this very genre, but very quickly reveals itself as something like a deliberate deconstruction of the form. A rare movie about survivalist, post-apocalypse or otherwise, where the overriding theme is you're probably fucked no matter how well you prepare, and could even go so far as to say the guys most obsessed with control and order might be the guys you should be most afraid of in that situation. Now, the story takes place an unspecified amount of time into the future where an unnamed, barely understood viral plague appears to have knocked civilization back to the frontier days. We don't know what the virus is, but it seems to be airborne, turns your eyes black, and if someone gets it, you gotta shoot them and burn their bodies. Our main characters are a family consisting of Carmen Ejogo, Kevin Harrison Jr., and Joel Edgerton as our requisite hard-headed, no-nonsense, micromanaging beardo dad figure who, as we've established, is the designated hero of basically every damn movie like this. Their mostly orderly lives are upended when they opt to take in and work together with another family consisting of a younger couple and their toddler son, which at first seems like a smart arrangement but slowly seems to deteriorate. And despite the title, that's pretty much all there is to the story, and to get any further into detail would invite some unwelcome spoilers. There isn't some kind of monster or recognizable evil presence to speak of. The it of the title mostly seems to refer to paranoia, nightmares, and unhelpful introspection, all the other worrying feelings that seem to prey on the characters during the few hours of each day before sleep that they aren't otherwise distracted by daily survival drudgery. And to an extent, that's really all the film is about, apart from a slight note of genre deconstruction, in as much as we're reckoning with what happens when two hard-headed survivalist dad figures find themselves at odds in an otherwise standard issue day after scenario. Which one's gonna win out? But rather than being heavy-handed about anything, It Comes at Night is content to follow things true to their logical, if deeply disturbing conclusion. As a result, you forget that you're watching something like a genre deconstruction, or even really a genre film period, until the stuff that's purposely designed to remind you of other horror and or end-of-the-world movies creeps back into frame. To the extent that it's probably inevitable that some will hesitate to even want to call it a horror film. But when all is said and done, the overall sensation is a lot less cinematic than it is like a slightly longer episode of an anthology series like The Twilight Zone or Tales from the Crypt. And I mean that as high praise, though significantly less showy than either of those tend to have been known for. I don't think it's necessarily up to the standards of director Trey Edward Schultz's previous movie Krisha, but it's grounded in the same sort of watching people fester in uncomfortable domestic situations vibe that made that one work. Of course, having now proved himself capable of delivering competent genre film imagery on a budget, I look forward to finding out which absurdly gigantic franchise temple he immediately graduates to, because that's how we do things now. It may not be for everyone, but I dug it, and I'm giving It Comes at Night 3 stars. Check it out.